Finally, this half hour, NBC News has been given a rare view inside U.S. Cyber Command.
Cybercom's mission is to protect against foreign cyber intrusions and to use cyber weapons against adversaries when necessary.
One of their former top leaders reveals to Ken Delanian just how vulnerable America is when it comes to potential cyber attacks.
Americans are extremely vulnerable to foreign cyber attacks, says Kurt Sanger.
There's just too many devices, too many wires, buttons, lights, you name it, that need to be protected, and we just can't get to it all.
Sanger, a recently retired Marine and former top lawyer at U.S. Cyber Command, says it's not a pretty picture. He tells NBC News that Cyber Command, the secretive headquarters of the military's hacking corps, can't operate on U.S. networks, meaning it can't always defend American companies like Colonial Pipeline, shut down by a ransomware attack in April.
There's a lot more that needs to be protected that are connected to these systems that are vital to the American way of life.
It sounds like what you're saying is there's really no way to button that up 100%. We're always going to be vulnerable to that.
Unless something significant changes about cyberspace and the internet, or some great advances made with regard to cybersecurity, it's going to be very difficult to prevent adversaries from getting into our systems 100%.
Countries like Russia and China can do serious damage to the United States, but the U.S. could do the same to them. So, he says, foreign adversaries take a different approach.
So what they're doing now is piece by piece and little by little using cyberspace to diminish the United States, whether it's through taking our intellectual property, making us worry about our critical infrastructure, or just learning things about Americans that they may want to compromise at some point.
Still, he says, there have been big successes, most of which he can't talk about.
There's some things that we've done that I'm very proud of, and Cyber Command needs to keep what it does behind closed doors in order to make sure the next operation will be successful.
Especially secret is the use of offensive cyber weapons. In one of the few operations that has been publicized, Cybercom took down the Islamic State's propaganda network in 2016.
There could be years of analysis of intelligence, cybersecurity information, of surveilling our adversaries that contributes to the operation that goes on to be successful.
Sanger says Cyber Command also has helped Ukraine fend off Russian cyber attacks.
Just the knowledge that Ukraine has U.S. operators working on their systems, some of the best in the world, that we are combining our efforts, has to factor into Russia's calculus in terms of the way they approach Ukrainian networks.
But at home, more work needs to be done.
Yeah, and there are very scary things that aren't really that obvious that you need to think about. For example, a water treatment plant in Florida a couple of years ago, there was an increased amount of lye put into the water, the drinking water, through a cyber activity that could have injured a lot of people. Luckily, they caught it right away, but that was largely a product of luck.
Sanger is now off to the private sector, where he will try to defend U.S. networks in a different way.